3 different ways you can do the serviced accommodation strategy right now very successfully. Hi, my name is Mark Fitzgerald and welcome to the Property Unleashed YouTube channel. So today we're going to talk about the 3 methods or strategies that you can use right now to build up a successful serviced accommodation business. So number 1 is rent to rent. If you've not heard of rent to rent before, where have you been? You must have not watched any of my videos before, but I've built 2 successful businesses using the rent to rent strategy, and it is a fantastic strategy to use. So a lot of people are looking at doing serviced accommodation through the rent to rent strategy. And that is where you get hold of a property, a flat, a house, whatever, and you basically offer the landlord a guaranteed rent each month, whether you've got people in it or not. Now, different parts of the country, this works phenomenally well. In fact, this works near enough everywhere in the country for serviced accommodation. So you can get flats and you can put contractors in there, you can put holiday makers in there, your Airbnbs and your booking.coms. Where you go on there and you see those properties, this is what we do. So you market out to the landlords or you work with agents if you can, and you find these properties and you do rent to rent on them. Now, that does put a bit of a liability on you. And sometimes when setting up rent to rents, it can take a bit of time when doing serviced accommodation for you to actually start making any money. So you will need some funds to start this up with. You will probably have to dress or even furnish the whole properties. So that can all add up to a good few £1,000s. So it's not a strategy that you can run straight in. A lot of people look at rent to rent and want to make money because they haven't maybe got a massive amount of money. When I started, I used the HMO strategy to build the cash flow, to build up the money, and then I've moved on to serviced accommodation. Now, serviced accommodation, the rewards are better, but again, when you're first starting out, it can take a bit of time to get that money coming in. And I would say you'd probably need to plan to have about 6 months worth of money to be able to pay the rents, to be able to pay utilities, to be able to keep your business going before you think that you're actually going to start making any money. Now, some people will do this quicker and prove me wrong, and that is fine, but I'm just saying err on caution and make sure that you do have money in the background that you can rely on. Now, if you've already got a few successful rent to rents and they're already making money, it's a lot easier because you've already started to build up a client base, you've already started to build up cash flow, and you've got money coming into your business. So if you do bring in another property, at least the other ones can help subsidize that property until it starts cash flowing, okay? So that's the first strategy. That is rent to rent. The second strategy is management. So you think of management like a letting agent. Letting agents manage properties, but you also have management companies that do holiday lets, that do serviced accommodation. These companies will basically take a property on and manage it like a letting agent does. So they will deal with the bookings, they will deal with the maintenance issues, they will deal with the cleaning and the whole day-to-day running of the property for you. And they will just take a percentage of profits. Now that's normally between 20-25% of the profits. If the house doesn't make money, then the company normally managing it doesn't make money. So it's in their interest to make sure that they're getting people into your properties. Now, predominantly that's done with landlords. It can be done through letting agents that have single lets, that maybe they're not single lets that are letting that well, so you can then convert them to serviced accommodation and obviously then manage them for the landlords. But it does work very well with just landlords, with single lets in the right areas, in the right locations where you can do it. Don't just think everybody who's got a flat or anything like that you can do this with, because sometimes in the terms of the leases, if it's a leasehold property, i.e. like a flat, and there are some houses the same as well, it might have in the terms no short stays and things like that. So you just need to be careful with that. A lot more of that is being written into leases and things now as serviced accommodation becomes more popular. But you can manage the properties. There's less risk of you because you haven't got to pay a guaranteed rent. You basically just take your percentage out and then pay the rest of the money to the landlord. They obviously have to pay for the upkeep of the property. They have to pay for the utilities and everything like that as well. But you can manage it. So if you're starting out and you're just looking at maybe, you haven't got a massive amount of money, but you've got time there and you can build these systems in, then this is a great strategy to start you off with. And a lot of people overlook this, but the profits are still good. They may not be as good at the high end of the market with rent to rent, but also you haven't got the liability. So in that sense, it can work quite well. And if you need a hand with serviced accommodation, or you've started serviced accommodation, or you're looking to start serviced accommodation, then visit thepropertyunleashed.com, where we have a 10-step serviced accommodation guide, a deal analyzer guide, and we have a rent-to-rent guide as well, all free of charge. We also have the ultimate serviced accommodation business builder training program that can take you from complete novice and help you build a 6 to 7 figure serviced accommodation business. It takes you step by step and it's brilliant. But go and check it out and see if it's right for you. If not, grab the freebies, man. Grab the freebies and enjoy them. So, number 3 out of this strategy method for serviced accommodation is joint ventures. So you could actually do a joint venture with a landlord and split everything down the middle. Basically, they give you the property, you manage the property like you would if it was rent to rent, like you would if it was management, but you both split the profits and you also obviously split anything that needs replacing. So if it needs furniture, you pretty much go 50-50 on everything there. So you can look to work with landlords as a JV, in which case then, once the mortgage is paid, all the bills, and of course a management cost for your company that's managing it, then any profits can be split 50-50. So you will have some landlords, if they don't want to do a management, they don't like the thought of a rent to rent, you could always say, well, let's go in there and do a joint venture. You will have a great opportunity to earn more profits, but equally to that, I've got skin in the game because I'm 50-50 in with you. If the property's losing money, then I'm losing money and you're losing money. So it can work really, really well. So a joint venture can work brilliantly in the right circumstances and in the right methods. Those are the 3 strategies that a lot of people overlook when they're looking at doing serviced accommodation. And I really do think that you need to have a good look at this. You need to see where you want to start from. And well, I like to say, don't just follow the crowd. Don't just follow the herds that are all going through the doors and everything like that. You need to make sure it's right for you. And if you're creating a business in property, whether it's serviced accommodation, HMO, rent to rent, it's whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success and that you are building maybe a business. Even if you currently work or you've got no plans on leaving your job or you already have a business, still treat this as a business, because then it can work for you in the background. You can build processes into it and you can make sure that in the end, it's something that doesn't just drag you down, that you actually make money out of it and that you are successful. And it's not that difficult to do. If you need help with this, feel free to reach out to me. Leave a message in the comments. Anything like that. But you can reach out to me on any social media platform and ask any questions. And as I say, visit thepropertyunleashed.com for free tools and resources and masterclasses that are there to help you, to set you up. Let's set ourselves up for success. And then if you want to push forward, if you want to go further after that, then you can do. We've got the opportunities there for you as well. But it's all about giving out value, making sure you're learning something, making sure you're on the right path. So think about these 3 different strategies. Think which one would be best for you, or even better, build a business and incorporate all 3. If you've already got some rent to rent and maybe they're not performing as nice as you'd like, look to do management, because you should already have the systems in place. Yeah, so look to add a few through management. If not, why go rent to rent all the time? Do a JV, do some JVs with them and limit your risk and liability, okay? Still be able to bring the money in and still be able to have the profits that you need and that you want in your business. I hope this video's helped you. If it has, please subscribe, share it with anybody that you feel may need to listen to anything like this. I thank you very much for joining me. These come out every week, at least one a week, but we're looking at getting more and more to you all the time. Again, feel free to reach out to me on any platform, and I look forward to you joining me again on the next episode. Thank you very much, and bye for now.